All right, Avery, you there?
I've got you. We'll start first with Megan Triplett.
Hey Grayson, congrats on the win. Coach Jenkins has always talked about consistency, and these last two games, we've seen the defense feel the offense. What have you seen in these last two games that has allowed you guys to be so successful, especially on the defensive end, that's allowed it to translate on the offensive end?
Well, I think one thing is having really good game plan discipline and executing what we go over pre-game. And then on top of that, it's our activity. Like tonight, it was a tough cover because you had to take away the paint, and they run a lot of post ups. So you have to take away the paint, help on the post ups, and then fly out. A lot of times it was a full rotation, three guys recovering out to different guys and getting a good contest on the 3-point shooters. And that's a tough cover, but our activity is what made it work tonight.
Steve McGargy.
When you have such a long road trip coming up, just how big was it to get these back-to-back wins to start it off? And just why have y'all been as good as y'all have been on the road all season?
I can't tell you why we're doing better on the road than at home or whatever, but I just know we have guys that are competitive, and you know, when you get on the road and things get tough, everyone on our team kind of raises our level, and we come out with a lot of fight, and it'd be easy to come out flat, you know, especially even though we're just starting this road trip, we're still coming off a pretty tough stretch of games, and so the easy thing is to come out flat, but we've been coming out and playing hard, and that just speaks to our group's competitiveness.
Drew Hill.
Grayson, I think going into this road game or road trip, playing 7 games against a lot of playoff teams, people wanted to look at it from like a survival mode perspective for the Grizzlies, but you win these first 2 and you get a big win over a good team tonight. Does that sort of show you guys can play and beat anybody in this league?
Maybe other people. Yeah, I think we've thought that and we've believed that, and that's a big part. Like when we come out against a team who's, you know, one of the top teams in the league, and we're not backing down. There's no fear. You know, we believe we can hang with these teams, and you know, when it's game time, it's time to prove it. And so getting wins like tonight just continues to prove what we already believe.
Joe Molinax.
Hey, Grace, I obviously don't expect you to be a historian of Memphis Grizzlies basketball, but Grizzlies fans are still getting used to the fact that we have such elite shooters like you. Desmond is having an amazing rookie season. Jaren Jackson Jr. is obviously a great 3-point shooter, and he hasn't even played this season yet. As this offense evolves, and Coach Jenkins has talked about it a little bit, how much will that 3-point shooting make things even better offensively? And Megan has asked about the defense feeding into offense. It feels like the next step for you guys is to really make this 3-point shooting even more effective and even more in terms of quality and quantity of shots.
Yeah, I think, and that's just consistency. You know, if we can consistently keep getting open threes and knocking them down, I think it changes the way our offense looks. We even without 3-point shooting, we put a lot of pressure on the paint, right? Even when teams try to pack it in and crowd the paint, we're still finding ways to get downhill. Josh still gets downhill. JV still gets downhill. K still gets downhill. These guys get into the paint. They can score in the paint. But when you add the 3-point shooting, you mentioned being able to shoot it and be a threat. I mean, there are games where we've seen guys just either face guard me on the wing or not shifting off of Dez, and that just opens up that lane for guys to get downhill, and it makes getting into the paint a lot easier for Ja, K, and then a 2-man game with JV. And so that dynamic just it kind of takes our offense to another level, makes it hard to guard.
Terry Davis.
First of all, congrats on getting over that 6-made 3-pointer attempt. Hey, what 1 or 2 things y'all can do to take this team to even a higher level than where you're playing now?
I personally think we've actually shown flashes of everything we need. But what makes teams great, what puts team at the top of the list is consistently doing it. consistently executing the game plan, coming out with fire and activity on the defensive end, and then offensively playing with pace, pushing the pace, and playing with the pass and moving it. And if we can consistently do that and consistently execute the game plan, execute our offense at a high level, that's what takes us to another step. And we've games like tonight where we execute defensively really well. I mean, if we can do that the whole year, we can have a top defense. And then offensively, when we're hitting shots and executing and moving the ball, we can have a top offense. But what separates teams is the teams that do it consistently. So we have to build and keep doing it.
We have time for one final question. Sean Coleman.
Hey, Grayson, congratulations on a career high 7 3-pointers tonight, I believe, and over 100 points in the paint combined with the three. What has changed in April that has made y'all so effective at finding high percentage looks that has made this offense be so good in the month of April?
I think we're looking for it a little bit more, and then the shooters, myself, Dez, other guys are starting to hunt that 3-point line and transition. I mean, we're sprinting to it. Dez shot a walk-up 3 tonight, which I was super happy about, like the dribble up, just pull up from 3. I mean, we're really starting to hunt those threes, but there is that nice mix of quality and quantity that we're finding, and that just, it puts so much pressure. And the threes are going to be there too, just because I keep talking about the paint. The threes are going to be there because of the paint. So the more we're watching film and Josh seeing early passes, late passes, DB seeing early passes, late passes, when these guys are coming off the pick and roll, the more attempts we're getting. And the next time they come off it, it's even easier for them to score.
Thanks, Grayson.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.